Excuse me, sir. Is this your Lamborghini?
Yep.
And what do you do for a living out here in Dubai to be able to afford a Lamborghini?
Money business.
You're in the money business? Are you in finance?
Yeah, finance.
Yeah?
Finance.
Are you a business owner?
Yeah.
How long have you been an entrepreneur?
It's been about 8 years now.
8 years. Over these 8 years, what was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Last year we did about $12 million turnover.
$12 million. Do you come from a lot of money?
No, I don't come from a lot of money. We were actually 8 years ago, we couldn't pay rent and our rent was $1,300, right? And I vowed to myself that I'm never coming to that point again.
So you were broke.
I was broke. We had to sell our wedding jewelry to pay rent, bro. So it was a hard time.
Yeah.
It was a very hard time.
So what was that turning point to financial freedom?
I think the biggest point was me. I never finished school, so I was always the black sheep of the family, right? So I think it was in me like this fire to prove people wrong that without having a degree, you can still do a lot of things that you ever wanted. And now if you look at a lot of multi-millionaires in the world, most of them, they never graduated, right? They just hustled and they made it.
Now, as an 8-figure entrepreneur, what was the best financial advice that you ever received?
Always have full control over the money. If you don't have full control over the money, you don't have anything. I know a lot of guys who start a business, they have no control over the money and they get screwed up later on by their operators or whatever. So always have full control over the money, know where it's going, know where it's coming from, and you're going to be wildly successful with that.
Are you a good salesman?
I'm a great salesman.
Give me a masterclass on sales right here. Give me your best sales advice right here. Somebody that sucks at sales and business.
Okay, so I used to do door-to-door sales, right? And we used to get rejections all the time. So our whole thing was that we have to knock on 100 doors, and every rejection we get is a lesson for the yes we're gonna have. So every time someone says no, they're saying no because now you gotta learn from that no and see, okay, where you can get a yes at the next one.
What does it take to get a yes though? How can somebody get the yes faster?
Are you in Dubai?
Yes.
You're in Dubai. Awesome. You like the weather in Dubai? You like the vibe here in Dubai?
I love the vibe.
Would you like to own a property here in Dubai one day? You think so, right? So you get the yes, yes, yes. And if there's a thing, you can easily turn that I think so maybe to a yes.
So you gotta ask a lot of questions.
You gotta ask a lot of yes questions, not a lot of no questions. The more you say yes, 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 there's a high probability at the 4th or 5th time when I do the ask, you're gonna say yes.
Amateur's tell, pro's ask.
Exactly, that's it. That's it.
So what separates middle class from wealthy people in today's world?
So let me tell you this. When we couldn't pay rent, our rent was $1,300, we had no Netflix subscription, we had no Spotify, we had no subscriptions at all, right? Because we knew that, okay, money's tight, we're starting a business, we gotta make it somehow. We had no subscription. What 9 to 5 does is they'll get the money, they'll buy this, they'll buy that, they'll get a subscription, they'll get cards, debt, whatever, right? But my mindset was, no, okay, you know what? I have to save, invest. And once we reach a certain threshold, then we can get something to reward ourselves. Up until now, bro, I have no YouTube premium, nothing. I'd rather sit and watch ads to save money. You know, that's how you get rich, by saving money.
Your last message to somebody trying to become a multi-millionaire in 2025.
Man, if you have an idea, execute on that idea. Whatever idea that is, no matter what people tell you that's a shit idea, you gotta execute on it. Because here's the thing, when you're gonna have a business idea and you're gonna tell someone about it who has no business concept, they will always tell you it's risky, this can happen, that can happen, blah, blah, blah. But when you bring that idea to someone who actually has a business, they will tell you, bro, go for that business. Start that shit right now. Because here's the thing, if you're a fit guy, you're gonna tell people to stay fit, right? If you're into business, you're gonna tell everyone to start a business. That's what it is. Like, it depends on who you get your advice from, not from who's able to give you advice.